Rhonda Jones, we are back. I had the pleasure of speaking with you, Nye McGee here with EUR Web. And,
Good to
I
see
had the pleasure
you
of speaking
again.
with you for season one of Never Ever Mets. And I have to remark, your whole aesthetic is different this time around. The
No hat.
intro was different. Girl, I'm loving the look this
Thank
season.
you. Thank
I
you.
love the hair, the outfit. We got the black and white going on. Very
Thank
good, very good.
you.
Okay, so you are back again, uh, hosting this new season of the Never Ever Mets.
Yes.
And so I'll kick things off by asking, what can viewers expect from this new season, without giving too much away? Are there any shocking first
Y'all make this hard
meetings?
for me. Every time y'all ask me this question, it's a little hard. It is explosive this season. You can expect a lot more secrets. But I think the
Any
couple
unexpected twists?
always is reality, of course. I think this season, the couples came in a little bit more prepared. We actually knew what we were coming in because nobody was coming in blindsided. The first season, nobody knew that they were staying with a bunch of other couples. This season, everybody, I think most of them came a little bit more prepared to come in and do what they needed to do to secure their connection.
Now, speaking of that connection, as this relationship guide, how do you help these couples kind of navigate the transition from online to real life?
So obviously, I bring them under one roof. I give them a series of activities and challenges, and those activity and challenges is kind of what push the needle to have these couples thrive off their connections to see if it's there or whether or not. And it's interesting watching these challenges and activities because you could tell who like who. You could tell who don't touch me, don't if it's really there or not. Because if you haven't seen your person in years, yeah, come touch me, smell me, look at me.
I mean, did you have a favorite activity this season? And if so, which one caused the most drama?
I don't think it. I don't think it caused drama.
No drama with the activities?
I mean, yes and no. Like one because we do have them go on dates as well. They go on a series of dates. There was a young woman who went on a date with her guy, and they were going to a dance class. And she was like, "Why you want to take me dancing? You want to get close to me?" And I was like, "Well, that's obviously the goal, right? Get close to your person." But to each his own, to each his own. But one of my favorite activities is the body painting. It creates a safe space for you to tell your partner, like, hey, that makes me uncomfortable. Hey, that don't teaches you or forces you how to actively communicate.
Right on. And so for you, what was the most surprising moment while filming this season? I mean, did any couple's dynamic completely flip once they met in person?
Always. I think one of the things, and I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it, but it's again the secrets. Secrets were wild. Because you ask yourself, if we're dating online, or do we really go together? Do I have the leeway to do what I want if I'm not physically being pleased? If I'm not physically there with you? So it was definitely a secret for me.
Now, last season, I believe, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I think last time we spoke, you shared your experience, I think, with online dating, or maybe it was a relative's experience with online dating. So, did hosting this show for this season, going into it for another round, did it change your perspective on digital love?
I still don't like it.
Wait, I didn't hear that. What'd you say?
I still don't like it. I'm still not a big fan of it. I'm old school. I like to go in a grocery store, drop a tomato can on the floor, and the man meets me picking that can up, and we lock eyes and we lift the can up, and he say, "You drop this," and I say, "Thank you," and he say, "What's your number?" And I say, 773, blah 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 blah. We talk on the phone, we go on dates, and then we live happily ever after. Those are the stories I look for. Not dating online and you breadcrumbing me for years, talking to me on the phone, and that's that. That's not enough. That's not realistic. I need to be
Right?
courted. I need to be courted.
Exactly. Traditional, old school, traditional way of dating, not this new age drama where most people are being catfished anyway. So, and that's another thing. Did anybody feel like, again, without spoiling anything, did any couples meet in person and like kind of on the side feel like, man, I've been catfished. What, this is not what I was expecting or who I was expecting. Did they pull you to the side like, girl, what's going on?
Absolutely. I had a guy, he was very verbal about it because he said it in confession. He said, "Listen, I was only so used to talking to this girl from chest up, and when I saw her in person, he just wasn't, it wasn't a big physical connection for them. He was a little disappointed. He was a little disappointed at what he saw.
Let me ask you this. If you had to give one golden rule for making an online relationship work, what would it be?
It is mandatory that we meet in person after at least a 1 month mark. You know, obviously, when you're in the talking stage, you give yourself a few weeks to get to know one another over the phone, and then eventually somebody's going to say, "Hey, I want to take you out. I want to take you out," because it's nothing like that in-person chemistry. I give you 1 month to meet me in person. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you over the phone all these years. That's insane.
So, Taronda, how would you describe or compare the challenges and dynamics this season compared to last? I mean, are the stakes higher? Is the bar raised?
Well, the stakes are always high. The bars is always raised. Like I said earlier, I think the couples came in already knowing what to expect. So they came in ready to play. But they had poker faces and games. So I think this season, most of the couples, they really played it safe. I always say this. I just really hope that the viewers look at this show not for, dramatic purposes or for entertainment purposes of their own demise, but look at it as an informative lesson or just an informative show that teaches you how to connect with your person, because that's what it's all about. This is why we incorporate the activities and the challenges, because we want people to actually, because when you ask, it's funny when I am dating and I ask men, what does courting look like to you? They don't know what to say. They've never been asked that question before. So with this show and with, the relationship experts coming on and breaking things down and helping them navigate through the relationship, I just hope that people take whatever's informative to them and incorporate it into their friendships and incorporate it to their relationships, because it's very informative. Teaches you how to connect. I've been using it for my own personal life.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And what about fans? What was the fans' reaction, the viewers' reaction after last season? Did you hear from people on social media saying how the couples, the themes, the challenges, the activities resonated with them? Did anybody
I
hit you up like, man, I
did.
learned a lot about dating and connection through this show?
I did. I actually had a homeboy who was dating a girl. They weren't physically active. They weren't sexually active. But then when he saw the exercise, I think it was the Shibari rope tying, and he said, I wanna try that. Because once I broke it down to him, like, no, it teaches you intimacy. It's not about sex. It's not about that. It teaches you how to communicate, finding out what your partner need, what they want. And I can say I got my man some cat because he incorporated that exercise with his girlfriend, and then they ended up like, she loved the exercise and ended up giving him some. Not saying that that's what you use the games for. That's not what I'm saying. But it works. I've had some close friends who have tried some of the exercises and it worked.
So obviously, we know some relationships thrive under pressure while others fall apart. And once again, without spoiling too much, were there any couples you were totally rooting for, but they surprised you in the end? Let me rephrase that. Were there any
Yeah.
couples you
No,
were
I know
rooting
what you
for?
mean. Yes. Yes. That's all I can say is
That's all she could say.
because there was one brother, he was so charming, he was so sweet. And as the episode started passing by, the mask was literally falling off. The mask was falling off. He was a douche to the young lady.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He came off really, really charming, but as time went on, I think at one point he did express his sentiments on why he came on the show. But it was disappointing. But whatever.
So what have you most enjoyed about kind of navigating this world on this series, you know, connecting with these couples, advising these couples? Has this hosting experience been transformative for you in any way?
Absolutely. It has taught me how to be so much more graceful, so much more patient, because I didn't have none. Absolutely. Not only am I a student because I love to learn, I love to gain wisdom from anybody I could, but to stand in a position of actually teaching has been just transformative for me in itself. And knowing that I'm doing some good stuff, right? Because I do get a lot of people who come to me and say, "Yo, that was good, that was all right." I had a friend, she's in the industry, and she said, "Yo, you saved my marriage." I was like, "Oh, what? It's the little stuff." I was like, "I didn't think it was that, impactful, but thank you, sis. Appreciate that." So
Right
I'm
on.
happy to be in a position of just being a teacher and not and a student at the same time.
I feel like as we've been discussing, this series allows audiences to kind of sit back, listen to learn about dating and relationships and connection. So what would you say is the heartbeat of this show? What do you hope audiences take away? Is there a message, an overall message that you're hoping viewers walk away with after consuming this new season?
Yes, two things. So one is just simply get your experience. Obviously, this show is all about giving couples an experience to see if their connection can withstand a real world. So in our real world, whether it's dating, whether it's work, whether it's life, get your experience. We here today, gone today. Nobody gave us a manual how to be a good friend, a good sister, good anything. It's all trial and error. So whatever that thing is you're trying to pursue, or that person you're trying to pursue, if it worked, great. If it don't, great. Thank you for the experience. On to the next experience. On to the next. On upward.
Very good.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, Taronda, I do believe that's my time. I do believe those are all the questions that I have for you, Miss. That
Okay.
is it. I will not
Thank
hold you any
you.
further. I really enjoyed speaking with you again for this new season, and I'm
Likewise.
really excited to see how this new season plays out. Thank you so much for giving me your time today.
Thank you for having me.